When you do your supermarket shopping, you're not only paying for your provisions, your taxes are subsidising the likes of Tesco, Asda, Morrisons and Sainsbury's, despite their whopping profits and the huge remuneration packages for their CEOs. The Prime Minister has praised the Big Four for creating thousands of new jobs, but what he didn't say was that the wages for many of these jobs mean that employees are in working poverty. That's the phrase deployed in a report by the Fair Pay Network, which reveals that many supermarket staff are reliant on state benefits to make ends meet. Here's our economics editor again, Paul Mason.
I start at 11 o'clock in the evening and I finish at 7 o'clock in the morning. My job basically entails redressing the sections of the store. The job can be pretty repetitive and a bit boring at times, but on the whole, I do enjoy it.
They scan the barcodes, stack the shelves, stick the stickers on, offering us 2 for 1. Just short of 1 million people work for the Big Four supermarkets. Many tell the same story.
On the whole, the pay, I don't think it's enough to live on. I am in arrears with my rent at the moment, not by a lot, but it is there, and I have received letters saying that, you know, I could be thrown out of the house that I live if I can't catch up with my arrears. I'm also behind with my the council tax. I just don't even want to think about because I'm so far behind with that. And same with the water bill.
Supermarkets pay low wages. Many on the lowest hourly rates survive only by claiming in-work benefits. Sarah, not her real name because supermarket workers are not allowed to talk to the press, earns £200 a week working nights and relies on £120 a week of tax credits, including child tax credit, to make ends meet. Soon, as her child turns 16, she'll lose most of that.
I am petrified of what is going to happen. I really don't know how I'm going to be able to continue to work on the wage that I'm actually going to be living on, basically, and support my son and the rest of my family. I just don't think I'll be able to do it, and I don't really know what the alternative is for me apart from going on job seekers, which doesn't make an awful lot of sense. I don't think, for me in my situation, actually going out to work does actually pay.
Supermarkets have a lot of power. Their price wars can move the inflation figures. Their expansion policies can make or break town centres. Now they're creating tens of thousands of new jobs. And when it comes to politicians, everybody wants to be the supermarket's friend. David Cameron even used the supermarket as a stage to make a point about benefits.
Are you happy that your taxes are going towards families where no one is working and they're earning over £26,000 in benefits? Is that fair?
No, that's a good question. But here's another one. Why do so many people with jobs earn so little that they have to rely on in-work benefits to survive? And why do so many of them work for supermarkets? Why, in other words, does the taxpayer have to fund the pay bill of these Big Four employers? All the Big Four supermarkets pointed out they provide discount cards, bonuses and training. Morrisons and Sainsbury's refused to discuss hourly rates. Asda told us its hourly rates range from £6.50 an hour to £7.39 in London, above the minimum wage of £6.08. None of the employers wanted to appear on camera, but were happy for their trade association to speak for them.
The government's policy is a national minimum wage, and we not only meet but exceed the requirements of the national minimum wage. We help a lot of people who otherwise would be dependent on benefits because we provide flexible and part-time working that enables them to combine the world of work with their caring and studying and other responsibilities, people who can only work part-time through illness. That is a significant benefit to those individuals who are much more independent than they otherwise might be, and to society by reducing the cost of benefits.
So the message is, be grateful you've got a job, and it's not our problem if you can't live on the wages.
Our retailers provide the rate for the job. They pay wages that are similar to other sectors, including the public sector. They meet all of their obligations and go further. And yes, they provide lots of opportunities for people to develop themselves and to further their careers into higher paid jobs in the future.
What the campaigners want is something called a living wage, calculated at £7.20 outside London, £8.30 inside the capital. Banks, law firms and some public sector employers have signed living wage agreements for their lowest paid staff, and the politicians have lauded the idea.
You have asked for a living wage in the public sector. As you know, I think this is a good and attractive idea.
Those who've studied the existing schemes are blunt about the advantage.
The living wage would be a huge benefit, mainly to the taxpayer at the present period of time. So if you moved people from the minimum wage to the living wage, the taxpayer would probably benefit by about £50 per week per worker. So for supermarkets employing 100,000 workers who are getting tax credits, which is quite plausible, if each one of them got £50 a week from their employer rather than the taxpayer, you're talking hundreds of millions of pounds every single year. And so the taxpayer would be benefiting there, the Treasury would be benefiting.
For those who stack the shelves, though, it's about fairness. This was our shop workers' reaction when we told her that supermarket CEOs earn between 3 and 7 million.
I had no idea at all. I thought something around maybe about 100,000 or something like that, but not millions. No, that is completely wrong. In fact, you've opened my eyes greatly. I am absolutely shocked that they do get that kind of money. It's unbelievable.
When surveyed, supermarket workers say they do appreciate the flexibility, the training, the management style. But if we are now reliant on these big four employers to create jobs, we may have to accept the fact that hundreds of thousands of workers do not earn enough to live on, and that the taxpayer takes up the slack.